So, I recently went out and bought some of these new Haritorax trackers, and since there are almost no videos about on YouTube, I thought I'd make a short one to help people decide if that's the right thing for them or not. The good things first, you can just literally buy them on an online store. Like there's no DIY involved, there's no weird googling around on Reddit or Discord servers on how to actually use them and set them up. You don't need tutorials to see the settings and stuff. Like it's very streamlined. You can just buy it online, and I got mine shipped within I want to say 2 weeks. The trackers themselves, as you can see in some of the pictures I'm gonna add to this video, they're very small and they're very light. They're IMU-based trackers. If you're not familiar with those, just think of them as like different types of slime trackers, right? So they're very small, very lightweight. You just attach them with a Velcro strap to your body, and that's pretty much it. As far as the software goes, it's very well documented, it's easy to use. The straps themselves are basic Velcro straps with this little hook. I'll show it in another clip. That hook is really nice, it makes it a lot easier to put them on and take them off, unlike most cheap Velcro straps out there. So they get a big plus for that. Everything that makes it easier to put them on, take them off and charge them is great. Talking about charging, it comes with a little charging cable that you can charge up to 6 of those trackers at the same time. You get 4 of them with the main package, but there's also an expansion pack for 2 more that I bought, that I used for elbow trackers, I'm just used to it. Guess you can also use them for like shoulder tracking or knee tracking or whatever, but most people are just going to use them for elbows because that's going to make the biggest difference. According to the website and from what I've seen do my own use case, the battery lasts up to 50 hours, which is really nice, so you charge them like once in a blue moon, unless you're using the lighter sensors. So one thing they did with the knee trackers, or rather the leg trackers, they have a little lighter sensor inside of them. So since you attach them, ouchie, you attach them around here, right here, goddammit, around here, basically on your shin, and has a little lighter sensor that makes it possible so you can wiggle your foot up and down. It's pretty nice, but for the most part, it's a great idea, it works, but it does reduce the battery life drastically. They also have like a dongle you can buy, I think it's like $30. So they work via Bluetooth, right? So if you have like a laptop or a motherboard with Bluetooth built in, you can just use that, or you can get the dongle, which supposedly works better. I've tried both, and it does work better with the dongle because it's a separate device. And compared to something like the Vive trackers, where you need a dongle for every single stupid tracker you have, it's less cables. So if you're like on a mobile setup with a laptop, you only have so many ports, so that's a lot easier to use. So again, another point for that. Tracking wise, the calibration is pretty easy. As you can see in the video, do like a standing position and like this kind of like skiing position, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. What's the reason why I got them in the first place? It's not to replace my Vive trackers. I just want to have a second set of trackers for on the go. So the strong points of these devices are they're decently priced, they're not too expensive, they're kind of cheap. You can just order them and have it delivered to you by an actual company, which is nice. Documentation, really good. Software is on SteamVR available, you just download it, it's easy to navigate, easy to update, just works. Trackers are easy to attach, easy to take off, great battery life. You can just extend your setup with buying more extra trackers, not in the negative points. It took me a few attempts to calibrate. Sometimes the calibration failed when the voice assistant, which it uses, he has in your ear, yeah, right angle not connected, hip not connected, not enough angles, or whatever. It's kind of annoying. Even if you can get it working, you will see that in the clips. It's not as good as Vive. It's just not. For some reason, I can't get the shoulders to come down. It looks like my character is constantly shrugging, like he's training his traps or something. Even if I change into different avatars, even if I move the tracker positions in VR chat. Some other things, as you can see in the video, like sitting cross-legged didn't really work that well. I've tried dancing a little bit. So we have the good points, we have the bad points. Good points is they kind of work. They're easy to set up. You can just buy them, and they just work with any headset. As long as you have a computer, I don't think they work in standalone. No. Bad things are the calibration process can be sometimes annoying because sometimes it just doesn't work, and the tracking you get from it is just not as good. But I've been told apparently you can use the slime VR servers with your Haritorax trackers to get better tracking, so I might actually do a follow-up video on this one. Would I recommend these trackers, or rather, who are these trackers for? Well, if you're in a kind of position, you already have base stations, you have an Index, a Vive Pro, you plan on getting a big screen beyond or something, get Vive trackers. Get Vive trackers. You just no, they just work flawlessly. They're just insanely good. But here's the thing: if you have a headset that's not base station tracked, like a Quest, like right now I'm using a Quest Pro, you can think about using it. It depends on your budget. Like, if you have the money and if you don't mind setting up base stations, use base stations. Just better. So if you just want to like dance a little bit, just move around a bit, you just want to have more presence and you're not in a budget, they're okay for that, and they will improve over time because the hardware is fine. The hardware is totally fine. It just needs some software improvement, and they can do that over time. A lot of people probably want to know if they should rather get slime trackers or Haritorax. Since I don't have any slime trackers at home right now, I can't really do a direct comparison. I will do that as soon as I actually get my hands on one of those sets. People rather they are looking at this Haritorax stuff and the slime VR stuff. It's like, oh, this thing will just work with my stuff. I don't have to set up base stations, and will work. Yes, it will be cheaper. It's like half the cost. You don't have to set up weird base stations. It's kind of streamlined already. Haritorax. But you would have worse tracking, and you would have to spend more time setting it up, more time getting it to work the right way. I just hope I can help some people decide if this is the right thing or not. It is still a new product. So come on, stupid hand. Track. It is still a new product, so they will make software improvements over time, especially if more people get into the tracking system. But right now, it's still a hard sell. I'll actually use him. Like, I will use my Vive trackers at home and my Haritorax on the go. Even if the tracking is worse full body tracking is still better than no full body tracking at all. Because it actually does work. It just needs some slight improvements, some troubleshooting. Yeah.